guys, this is Chip. I'm here to talk to you about some of your secondary responsibilities while you're lifeguarding for us this summer at Bennington Pools. We're going to go over water testing and how to clean the pool in a few different ways. So first thing I'm going to go over with you is how to test chlorine and pH. Every day when you're at the pool, you're going to be testing the chlorine and pH once an hour. At your pool, you're going to have one of these. It's a test kit. This one's a little bit more stock since it's mine, so it tests a few more things. The main things you guys are going to be testing at the pool are the pH and chlorine of the water. So the things we're going to be looking for in our test kit are R1, R2, and R4 or R14, depending on R4 will be with the big test kit, and then R14 will be with the small one. So when we test water, we're come to the edge of the pool. We're gonna rinse our container out a few times. Then we're gonna come down all the way to your elbow and flip up underneath the water. That gets us a nice full container. And then you'll notice on your test kit here, there are marks on the side that indicate how much water should be in there. A quick knock like that gets the water out, so it goes to the right spot. Same thing on the chlorine side. All right, so we're good. So, testing the chlorine first. First things first, 5 drops of R1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Followed by 5 drops of R2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then for pH, 5 drops of R4 in the pH side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After we have our drops in our test kit, we'll have a little cap here. You put your cap on, seal it, flip it up and down, give it a good shake. Then we're going to compare the colors. So you'll see on the test kit, this one, chlorine's a little high. We just shocked the pool, and our pH is about a 7.2. So you can see how you would match these colors up. 7.2, chlorine about a 10. So once you're done that, take your cap off, dump your sample back in, rinse your kit out. You always want to rinse. That way you'll notice on this test kit specifically, see how this side's dark and this side's clean? If you don't rinse out your kit each time, you'll have a darker test kit, which makes you see not the best color comparisons. Then take our test kit, put it back away, make sure everything's nice and secure, close that up. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you about, cleaning your pool. So I know your primary responsibility when you're at the pool is to keep the patrons safe. I always talk about this, BPS safe. But secondary responsibility, you got to keep the pool clean so that people want to actually swim in it. If someone shows up to a pool that looks like this, lots of petals on it, not looking great. Kev, why don't you show them the tiles? See how the tiles are all gooky and black? Not great. So we have to clean this pool. First things first, I always like to skim the pool. I want to get the debris off the top before I work on the debris on the bottom. So you'll take your skimmer net here. I prefer to use the leaf rake version. Sometimes you'll have a skimmer net version. In my opinion, this is not as good, but either way, we use the tools that are available to us. So we'll take our leaf rake and you stand at the edge of the pool, just scoop in, and I like to come all the way to the edge, scoop out, and then go back out. And just like you would be vacuuming or mowing a lawn, you go out and come back in, all the way back, flip, back out, and then, and out. And you just keep kind of making your way around the edge of the pool, skimming as you go. You'll see some stuff gets missed. It's okay, we'll come back and get it, but we're gonna hit the bowl as we go around. As your net gets full, if you're at a situation where you have a pool that has a lot of leaves or something like that, it's good to empty your net pretty frequently. Empty the net into a trash can. You put the leaves and the debris right in the grass, get a nice gust of wind, it ends up right back in the pool. Then you're back to skimming the pool again. So when you skim a pool and empty your net, always put everything in a trash can. All right, so that's skimming. So when you're done skimming your pool, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is vacuum. Vacuuming is the one part where the lifeguards always say, I don't know how to vacuum. Guess what? You now have a handy video that's going to teach you how to do it. It's going to be super easy. So to vacuum, we're going to come over to these skimmers. So you'll see around your pools normally, you'll have what looks like skimmer lids. Inside of here, you'll have skimmer baskets. So again, we talked about putting debris in the trash can. Don't just take this and dump it into the grass like over here. You want to take this, put it in the trash can. That way it doesn't go back in the pool. So this is the skimmer we're going to actually vacuum out of, but there are 1, 2, 3 other skimmers at this pool. For us to get the best suction, we have to plug skimmers. At your pools, sometimes you'll have these. They're called gizmos. Sometimes you'll have the black winterization plugs. Again, I always try to use the best tool available, and in this case, it's these. So we're going to go around to our skimmers. We're going to take out the baskets, and we're going to thread. You see these have threads on them. So are the holes in the bottom of these skimmers. We're going to take our basket out. We're going to thread this into the hole that has suction. Most of the time, it's the hole in the back. Sometimes it's the hole in the front. 90% of the time, it's the hole in the back. So you're going to put this into that hole and twist it so that it stays in place. Voila. I like these ones because I don't have to put my hand so far in the water. But we'll go around and do this at all the skimmers that are in the pool. Again, this is a really opportune time. Empty your skimmer baskets. If skimmer baskets are full, skimmers aren't going to suck. Means more skimming. More skimming means more work. At the end of the day, part of being a lifeguard is having, nice relaxed time at the pool when no one's there. But if your pool's clean when no one's there, that's a perfect time. Read a book. That's what I like to do. But here's an example of a very dirty skimmer. We want to take this out. See all that? We don't want that. Even more stuff. So we see, as I pull the basket out, more stuff comes out. Throw that in the basket for now. But anyway, last plug into our skimmer here. So, now we go back to our original skimmer. To vacuum, we're going to need 2 things. A vacuum head and a vacuum hose. And then Kev, I want you to come over to the skimmer real quick and take a look at this. So you see, since I plugged those skimmers, you can actually see the suction vortex. More suction means it's easier to vacuum. It's actually going to do it faster for you. So it's worth the time to go around and set it up so you actually have plugged skimmers. But anyway, vacuum is going to go onto our pole here. You press your plugs in, everything like that. Next step, the vacuum hose. You'll notice we have 2 different colored ends. One blue, one yellow. The blue end twists. That goes on the vacuum. Sometimes both ends are white, or both ends are blue. If they are, or sometimes they're black, or whatever other color they may be. The main thing you need to know, the end that twists goes on the vacuum. The end that doesn't move goes into the skimmer. All right? So, first things first, I connect the hose to the vacuum. Push it down, get it nice and snug. Next step, I take the hose and I always lay it out beforehand. Some people are lazy and they try to sink a vacuum hose without unfurling it first. Those people do it wrong. And those people then don't sink their vacuum hose correctly. So, unfurl your vacuum hose. It takes a second. Trust me, it's worth the time. But you get it nice and straight. You get rid of all these kinks and everything in it. And you have a nice, easy job when you're sinking the hose. So, now we have a fully laid out hose and our pole attached. So, I'm going to take this. Now I'm going to put it in the water. All the way down the wall and let it sink down to the bottom. Now, if I just let go of this pole, it's going to go wherever it wants to go. So what I like to do, I wrap my leg around it like that, so I'm holding the pole. I use both hands to push the vacuum hose straight down the wall. You'll notice how the vacuum hose stays underwater when you do this. If you don't sink it properly, the hose will float up to the surface. You're going to see this end's about to come down. It's actually because it's coiling. but you see how it's still staying under the water. Press down, you keep going all the way until all your hose has been fed into the pool. I'm coming up on the end here, and you'll see, Kev, come closer a little bit. You'll see as I get this hose close to the water here, if you do this right, water comes out of the hose. Once that happens, you feed it through the wall and plug into that back hole that we just talked about earlier. So again, it's the hole that has the suction in the back here, and you can't really see it because I got a bunch of junk in here. So, see, the hose gets plugged into this back hole, bam, you see all locked in place there? And then you see your hose kick around a little bit. That tells you that you got good suction. So, then you're gonna take your vacuum here. The pool's pretty big, take a while to clean. But if you do this every day, it should be pretty easy. So Kev, you see this dirt here right by the wall? And watch, as the vacuum goes over it, sucks it up, and away it goes. Come up the wall, move over a bit, come back down, and then back out again. And you want to do nice, long, straight strokes all the way out. Give it a twist, scooch over a bit, and then come on back in. And again, just like with skimming, you're going to work your way around the pool. So, that's vacuuming in a nutshell. So, once you're done vacuuming, the important part here is getting the vacuum out properly. If I take this end of the hose out before I unplug from the skimmer, I'm going to deprime the pump. That's bad. You don't want to do that. It's going to be a call to me or your field manager having to come out and get the pump fire back up for you. So first things first, we're going to unplug from the skimmer here. Take this end of the hose out and put it in the skimmer. Once that's in there, we're going to take this end of the pole out. Boom. What I always do, I step on it when I get this out, take my hose off from this end, put my pole aside for now. So, now I got to get the water all out of the hose. It's an easy way to do that. Just put your one foot on the hose here, and let gravity do the work for you. Just pull your hose out. Nice and steady. And all that extra little dirt and stuff that was still in the vacuum, all the water, goes right into that skimmer that has all the suction for you. Alright, and now we have an empty hose. But we're not done just yet, because once our hose is empty, we gotta put it away properly. One of my big pet peeves is when I come to a pool and the hose just looks like this. Not great. So, we're gonna take our hose and we're gonna pull it up nicely. Nothing says I like my pool better to me more than a hose that's rolled up nicely on the deck. At the end of the day, how you present your pool is going to be a defining factor of how the community looks at you as a lifeguard and looks in turn at us as Bennington as a company. And this is one thing you can do to really set that standard high. It takes a little second here to do it, honestly, but at the end of the day, presentation is worth it. Much neater, off to the side. So, we're done vacuuming again, so we're going to take our skimmer baskets and we're going to put them back in. Work our way back around the rest of the pool and get all that done. But for this video's purpose, I'm going to do that afterwards. The next thing I want to go over with you guys is tile cleaning. So, Kevin showed you those dirty tiles earlier. For that, you need your tile scrubbing pad, and at your pool, you'll normally have some tile cleaning solution. So, when you're doing tile cleaning, you're going to put a little bit of that solution on your pad. Very small amount. A little goes a very long way. We're going to take our pad. This will give you guys a good example of how easy this is. Get it a little wet. this scrub. And you can already see the huge difference between this middle tile and if you have the solution, it would do a little bit better of a job. But even with just the pad, you can see the huge difference between this middle tile and the two on either side of it. But we also don't want to just do our number tiles. Don't ignore these blue tiles. They need love too. And you can see, same thing, this scrub, scrub, scrub. Little circles. I always find this easier to do in the pool, but for some reason, a lot of you lifeguards don't like to actually get in the water. So, always easier to clean tile from in the pool. Hop in, cool off, scrub some tile. The last thing we're going to go over is brushing. At your pool, you'll have a pool brush. Some will be bigger, some will be, again, different colors. But at the end of the day, it's a pool brush. When there's algae at the pool, or there is a situation where there's some dust or something like that, you're going to use your pool brush to clean that up. So, whenever you're brushing a pool, you always want to brush towards main drains. I know some of you are asking right now, Chip, what are the main drains? Kevin, go ahead and show them. At the deep end of your pool in the very bottom, you guys will see the brush up because I'll put it right on it for you. You'll see there are two drains normally. You can see them, they're right there. Those drains are where the water gets sucked in by the filters, aside from the skimmers. So whenever we're brushing a pool, we always want to brush towards those because then it can get sucked up by the filters. Good brushing means less vacuuming. So I always say, make sure you brush your pool every single day. So, like I was saying, you'll see when I brush, see that little cloud? Brush it towards the drain, let it get sucked up. And again, just like with vacuuming, you always want to brush in straight lines. Cover the entire surface. But always towards those drains. And as we get to a shallow area, further away from the drains, just make sure it's towards the drains. Always aim towards them. You'll see how I brush. I always keep my dominant hand on the back of the pole here so that I can cross and then push and step into it. So, that's pool cleaning 101 and pool water testing. Your supervisors will know how to do these things. If you have trouble with it, you can always ask. But very simple, and these are part of your responsibilities for us this summer at Bennington Pool. Thank you guys very much. Hope you learned a lot. Have a good day.